Here I've set up a real basic program. Right now I have what you're familiar with. I have two labels. One that's just, I kept called label 1, but it's just going to be text beside what we're going to put in. Made a button called check button. We're actually going to change it to change button, since this is going to be the button that changes our value of the variable. And then the variable says when we hit this button, this is where we're going to put the output to. Now, in order to change a variable or pull in information from a variable that the user enters, we're going to need what is known as a text box. A text box allows the user to input or possibly even output data, but it allows the user to always change the data. So I brought in text box 1. I'm going to change the text box name to store text box, because it's going to store the variable. And that's all I really need for this program, because it's going to be easy. Notice how we're going to say this is variable XYZ, and that's fine. But what I have to do next is I have to go in and code the button so that it will change the text that we want it to. So to do that, I'm going to double click on the change button, and this is all the old code because I was just changing the same form. I'm going to delete all that, and you see I have my change button and everything else looks the same. We're going to teach good practices in naming variables, so we're actually going to have you name variables between the class and the sub. So we're going to have you name variables between the class and the sub. So you bring the sub down, and then we go ahead and put in our variable names. For this example, we're just going to use a string variable, which actually, like I said in the video, is not a variable. It is a type of method, but for right now we're just going to treat it as such because it is declared the same way. So this looks like, in Visual Basic, there are 3 types of variables that we'll name. We're just going to focus right now on dim. We'll talk about static and private, or static, constant, and private. So there's 4 actually. Dim, we called it XYZ out front. I'll show you that. XYZ. So we'll keep calling it XYZ. So it's dim. That's the lifespan of it. XYZ as, and we're going to call it a string. So dim XYZ is string. So we declared a variable. Watch the next video to learn about the process of bringing in the information, working with it, and then outputting it.